Welcome to The Way. I'm Empress Leslie Nicole, where I am sharing my life's alignment journey with you so that it can help you find your own way. If you're viewing this video, there's a message for you, so please stick around. We have a very special guest with us today, author and spiritual advisor Megan Brown. She's going to talk about her near-death experience, the book that she has out, and some questions that I think that you may have. We're going to talk about, do you ever wonder if heaven's really real? Do you struggle with fear of death? We talk about, does an atheist go to heaven? And then the frequencies of love. So what I ended up doing was putting those timestamps below so you can kind of jump around. I do have to apologize. The audio is horrible, but we had to get it out. There was no excuses. Heaven said to move, get the message out to everyone. So I do hope that this message blesses you. All the information, how to contact Megan, about the book, anything about the channel will be listed in the description box below. I send you many, many blessings. Let's get into it.
Okay, here we go. Every archangel, saint, ascended master, angel, guide, goddess in heaven, I ask that you surround Leslie and myself, each individually, with a golden shield of protection. There are no leaks of any kind. Each is filled with heaven's highest frequency of love. Each is filled with heaven's highest frequency of protection. Each one of us has a golden cord from our crown chakras connecting to you the highest and holiest frequencies of love in and above heaven. I ask that I may be of service for Leslie's highest good today with the highest and holiest frequency of love. Amen.
Amen. Hello, Megan. Thank you so much for being on my channel.
Absolutely.
I am overly ecstatic. So Love and Light Soul Tribe, let me tell you, she has been a catalyst. Let's look back here. A catalyst for my alignment. And I never thought, Megan, that I would even be here 2 years later. There's so much I want to say, but this today is my celebration for Megan and her book coming out. So we will talk about that very soon. But I just want to impede onto you that I put a product out. I want to say last week I put something out, and it was talking about overcoming your fear and just taking the step. And had Megan not taken the step and trusted in the Lord and given us her gifts, it wouldn't have helped me get to where I am in my alignment. Just as going through my alignment and starting this channel has helped me encourage others to do so. So without talking too much about myself, over to you, Megan. Oh my goodness, how are you? Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to get the words out and information about my heaven experience and what it's all about, according to my experience. But it should be helpful for everybody to know that everyone is included, which is so important, Oh,
I absolutely love it. Wow. I just was thinking, what would it be like had I never been opened up to heaven? And so I was like, oh my goodness, I had to have you on the channel, because I was just thinking about, what was the moment that the download came down to do this book? And of course, the book is about that moment, right? About your near-death experience. So I want to ask you to talk about this book. You guys got to go to Amazon. You've got to go to Amazon and get this book. Oh my goodness. So Megan, please tell us about the catalyst.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, when I was in my near-death experience in 2007, it was my first 5 minutes in temple, which is where God and everybody was sitting. There were 77 of us at this golden table. So within the first 5 minutes, I didn't know who this old man was talking to my left. He was at the head of the table. So Jesus was directly to my left. Archangel Michael was directly to my right. And then all of these other archangels. But then there was this old man sitting next to Jesus to his left. And I'm thinking, who is this guy? And so within the first 5 minutes, he says, and Megan will be going back to Earth, out loud to everybody. And in my head only, it's not written this way in the book, but in my head only, I went, oh, fuck, in my head. And God it was God, because he stopped and he looked directly at me and he says, "Oh, fuck is right, Megan." And I went, "Oh, Your Holiness, I'm so sorry. I fumbled. And then I realized this was God. So if anybody ever wants to see a picture of God, he is the face on the Shroud of Turin. That is not Jesus's face. So it was God's face wrapped around Jesus.
Oh my goodness. That is so amazing, Megan. I mean, even in reading the book, every time I go to reread it, there's something else downloaded in my spirit. There's something else that I've learned. I mean, it's literally, for the exact words of the title, a catalyst. It's been a catalyst in my life, and I constantly have new experiences. Every time I go to read something, it's just a new. So how has your life experience been since?
Well, having grown up Roman Catholic, and then I became an atheist. I was an atheist for 18 years until this near-death experience in 2007. So since the near-death experience, I'm forever changed, because I've seen what awaits everybody at the end of life. And I know that there is nothing to fear. I know that some people are afraid of death. I work with somebody who's afraid of death. My grandmother was afraid of death. There are people who are afraid of it. And what's interesting is both of these individuals that I speak of came from very religious backgrounds. But I think what people fear is what they don't understand and what they don't have proof of. So I can understand that. But now that I've seen heaven, it looks like earth. When I walked through the clouds, this is how I got there. I walked through the clouds, and there were trees all around. There was grass. There were clouds in the sky, blue sky, 72 degrees all the time. And Jesus was standing there waiting for me. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh my God, you really do exist." And he smiled and he opened his arms to me. And I kept walking toward him, and he gave me a hug. And he said, "Come on, we have a lot of work to do." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. You're dealing with me." So, but then all of these beautiful experiences happened in heaven. And I am forever changed by it, because I also brought back the understanding that the frequency of love, the vibration of love there, what you feel as you are there, permeates throughout your entire being and takes over. Like, literally, you don't want to do anything but participate in keeping this frequency alive, and to do anything that you can to help maintain it there in heaven. So there is one way that they do help maintain it, and that is to help the brain while you're there, because you go in your body. And I became 30 years old again when I was there. And I remember sitting there. Violin classes are mandatory because it works both the left and the right side of the brain. So it was interesting. And Mozart writes all of the music. So the love vibration is going through the music, and it's really beautiful. I mean, there are many ways. So that's just one that I experienced.
That's like so amazing, because of the alignment and stuff that I've been going through, and now understanding with your help, understanding that my purpose is love, all the things you mentioned is just within me. I know instinctively that there's nothing to fear. I know that His love surrounds me, and it's caused me to be able to take it in life in a whole different view. My whole perspective is different. I understand what my purpose is. I understand what His love is to the extent that He has allowed me to. And I know you understand what I'm saying, but I know some of you guys out there may not know. We're not meant to know everything. And God's love is so powerful that I tell you, I can't possibly know how it all works. I know to the level that He's shown me, and the level of today that I feel, it would have blew my mind 2 years ago if I knew that's the level of love that He wants to show this world and ourselves. And so, again, like this book and your obedience to just going and doing God's work, it has just forever changed my life.
That's beautiful.
I was just thinking too, like I was looking at New Year's resolutions. And this year, the first time in my life, because we always did this normal, you know, you just cook a certain meal. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to do all these things. And this time, for the first time in my life, because I'm in alignment, I looked at, okay, well, what is my spiritual resolution? And through that, one of the first things that popped up in my mind was how powerful my relationship with God is now versus when it was when I wasn't in alignment. And even in that, I took steps. Okay, what can I do to be better? What can I do to be prayer? How has, since your near-death experience, has your relationship with God changed? Because you've already said that, okay, holy cow, I know He's real. Okay, just off of that experience and all that, how has it changed you from how you were before to now?
So when I was a kid, I was raised Roman Catholic, and so there was this, I mean, class, throughout my childhood, age years even. So I had my first Holy Communion. I'd been baptized as well, and first is baptism, then the Holy Communion, and then the confirmation, and then after that penance, which I didn't do. I did do the confirmation, but all of these ways of, like pulling a child in to solidify the message that there is a higher power, and the higher power is God / Jesus. So this was never clear to me in the Catholic Church growing up. Like, to me, Jesus and God were like somehow overriding. Like, it was never clear who is who, and they kind of left me with the feeling that it's the same being, you know? And so I wanted to believe, I did want to believe, but I didn't have any proof. And so, I didn't not believe until I became an atheist. So I took people's word for it. I took the priests, the nuns, the family, whatever they told me, I kind of believed it. It was like, oh, okay, well, they got to know something, but then when I was an atheist, I didn't believe really in anything. And then there were parts of me that would be agnostic, at a certain period of time. And I thought, well, there's got to be something. There's got to be a greater power. There's got to be. And so I would refer to myself as being spiritual. Well, did I really even know what that meant? And I would have to say no. And now, since my near-death experience, I can definitely tell you that God and Jesus are two different beings. And the thing that is so miraculous to me is that the unconditional love that each of them has for everybody who makes it into heaven, everybody, is amazing, absolutely amazing. So, for anybody who's an atheist, perhaps listener, or agnostic, or a druid, or whatever you want to believe, paganism, there is, these individuals do exist, and they're inclusive, not exclusive. So they are inclusive. It's very important that people understand that, because I was raised also with the belief that, the Roman Catholics, that's, going to God, that's going into heaven. Everybody in every religion, and I don't know every religion, but I've learned from some other ones that people that I knew, in either, depending on what rank or, what stage of Judaism, I know I've known a couple of Mormon women who were raised very strict, and so they believed that they were closest to God, and each one had their story. So what I want to impart also is that each one of us does have a backstory, and to be respectful of one another's backstories, because doing so, we are being the example of love that is awaiting us in the very end.
I do hope the message helped you. If you would like to reach out to Megan for a reading or get her book, the information is in the description box. If you have questions, comments about discussion today, I would love to hear from you. Please drop me a comment, shoot me an email, let me know how you feel. We do plan on having Megan back so we can talk a little bit more about the book. We can talk a little bit more about God's messages. We look forward to seeing you again. Many, many blessings to you. Love and light.